Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. I know it's been a while since I posted, and yeah, this is going to be a flip of content because I used to do beauty, fashion before, so right now I'm going to flip it to Christian content, and I hope this will build your faith, and I hope you'll be motivated. And when you come onto this channel, remember that we are not perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm not trying to be a Miss Goody Two Shoes, and I'm praying that everything goes well for you spiritually. So today, my past content that I'm going to share with you is a testimony. This is going to be a channel for testimonies, and I'll be bringing people onto the podcast to share with us how good the Lord has been to them, because me personally, I can't get over how good the Lord has been to me and to my family especially, and also during this pandemic, because all of us have lost people. Probably, maybe some of you haven't, but I've lost my loved ones during this pandemic, and it has taught me a lot, and I've learned how to appreciate family more, and that's why I'm testifying today, because I can't get over the goodness of the Lord. I think you know that song by Elevation Worship. Yeah, so today I want to thank God for saving my grandmother's life. She's an 84-year-old woman, and having diabetes is not easy. Diabetes comes with age, and there's also pressure. Those are the vitals that you check every morning for you to survive. So my grandmother got a little wound when, I think in Feb this year, 2021, and we've been trying to treat it. It started very small, and because we were looking for plan B even before plan A failed, we were saying, oh, let's treat this at home. So we used to use some medicines that were actually not meant for wounds, for sprinkling on the wound. So the wound kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Then, as I mentioned earlier, we were looking for plan B. We were using plan B even before plan A failed. You get me? So we went to a doctor. The doctor told us, go to hospital and they'll clean this wound and it will be fine in no time. We didn't want to do that because we were scared. That's how fear is. When you choose fear over favor, everything, it messes up your life. And you should remember, there's a reason why God has told this person that you've always trusted with your health, to advise you to go to the hospital. So we were scared to go to hospital because we thought the automatic thing for diabetic wounds is the leg cut off, and we did not want that. And this was in Feb 2021. So around March, the wound is getting worse. So everyone is like, what are we going to do? So my uncle brings in a friend of his, recommended a friend of his who used to come in every day. He used to take her pressure, her sugar. Her sugar was so high. It was 15, 16, 13.5. Those were the levels, and her pressure would be high as well. And all these go hand in hand, and old age as well. So this man, I feel like he wasn't the whole thing, because he was using herbs. Actually, he wasn't using herbs, but he was dipping her leg in bicarbonate of soda. And you know how bicarbonate of soda is harsh. So that happened, and every day that used to happen, and she kept being positive despite the pain. So eventually the toenail falls off. Only the toenail of her big toe that was affected, and it turns black. I'm going to leave some pictures before. Please, if you're scared, don't just turn away or do like a fast forward or close your eyes, because you hear me talking about this. It's okay if you don't want to see the bad ugly pictures. But yeah, so the toe falls off and she's scared about it. She starts being anxious. Her pressure still goes high and all that. So we keep encouraging her and telling her, no, this is going to be fine. This is going to heal. It's going to dry. And it actually looked like it was going to dry, but then it was black. That's the thing. It was already black, meaning the toe was dying. when something is dying, it turns dark. So that happens. So because we wanted the best for my grandmother, and my aunties also wanted the best for their mother, they decided to stop this man from coming. And thankfully the pandemic also came in, so there were restrictions on visitors and movement, so he also couldn't come in at all times as before easily. So that stopped. Then we just decided to do home remedies. Then, being from a family where they pray, and people, prophets will come and tell you, oh, I've seen this and this and that, I've seen God has directed me to this. So one of my aunties directed one of my extended family aunties that told my close family aunties that there's a man who uses only natural products to actually treat wounds. So we're really excited about that, because that meant no chemicals. We wanted to stay organic, because also when you take a lot of medication, it also affects your kidney and liver. So we're really pumped. We're like, oh yeah, let's do this, let's try this out. And yeah, so that gentleman comes. He was more of a nutritionist than, in my perspective, a nutritionist than a herbalist. Yeah, because he helped reduce my grandmother's sugar levels. So every day we would take the sugar levels, and they went down to probably like 10, 9, 7, because he took her off certain foods. So she would only eat white meat, no sugars, one fruit a day, and particular fruits like bananas, watermelon, no pineapples, and orange. Yeah. So he managed to do that, and they used to massage her every day. They used to clean her leg every day, and they were using garlic, ginger, cloves, and those organic things that really, I feel like they could have helped if they had started earlier. But then I feel like because the toe was already black, it was too late, because they also came in and said, oh, it's too late, blah, 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 blah. So we couldn't really do much about it. So they came in. We also hoped for the best for that one. And the main thing is that we didn't want the toe to actually fall off. The toe, and it looked good. It looked like it was improving, because when the sugar and pressure are managed, the healing process is faster, because there's even blood circulation. So there are days when my grandmother would be in so much pain, she could not even walk. She, you would see it was draining. Then this one morning, the toe starts shaking. So she's already anxious that a body part of her is going to be lost. So it eventually happens, and the toe fell off. I do not know how much pain I felt when on her behalf, because her body part has been lost. You get me? Because God has created you in His image and likeness. He has given you all these body parts. You've lived with this body part all your life, and now you won't have it anymore. So that was a bit of a jab, because you seeing an 84-year-old shed a tear, then other people are coming in, worsening the situation by pitying, instead of them being a support system towards her, was really another emotional roller coaster. So that was that, and the toe fell off, but the guys kept telling us, when the toe falls off, the wound will be opened, and it will be easy to actually kill the germs, and to be able to cover up after the toe has fallen off. And it actually looked good, and we were really positive that this was actually going to work, and cover up, so maybe like after 2 weeks, the pain started increasing. The pain started increasing instead of decreasing as we had expected. Yes, the pain increased and her leg started becoming black from below. And when you'd press the leg from this angle, there would be a lot of pus coming out. And my grandmother would be in a lot of pain, so much pain. And, sometimes because I was the one doing it, most times I would feel really bad because she would tell me that I want to kill her. And that, of course, that's not what I wanted. I just wanted to see her healed, fully herself, joyous, not complaining about pain, because we are 8 years old. All the time she'd be holding her leg and telling me, Shalom, Mbalakeju, toy, meaning the leg is, it's too much pain, it's unbelievable pain. So all these things, of course, were hurting me. And, seeing a loved one in such a state, you also become emotional. But at the end of the day, you cannot break down in front of them because you're the one who has to be strong for them and for their healing. So we end up going to Rotom. It's an elderly people's hospital, and we were referred there by another aunt of mine somebody had been cured at that place. So when we got there, the doctor tells us we need to do surgical debridement immediately. And he cleans it a little bit. He pushes something and it really goes deep. And that's when I was like, no, this is a big issue right now and it needs to be tackled quickly. So he tells us we need to go for surgical debridement. Surgical debridement is a surgical cleaning of a wound, by cutting the dead tissue, and then cleaning it thoroughly so that all the germs are killed, so that the wound is fresh and the healing process will start without any infections. So after cleaning it, we go back home, and my grandmother is feeling better because the pus has been removed from the slight cleaning that the doctor did at bottom. So she even sits, with her leg on top of the other, and she's swinging it. And we were so excited about it, and my aunties were joking about it, and we were saying, "Oh, God is so good. You see what grandmother can do right now." Then we started saying, "Oh, we don't think we even need to go to hospital." See, this is us again ignoring and giving a deaf ear to what they've advised us to do. So people, please follow advice. Pray, have faith and works. Faith without works is dead. So if they tell you to do something, you can still have the faith, but also work upon it. Time. God is a God of perfect timing, yes, but you should also follow the rules. Obedience over sacrifice. So we sit, and probably like 2 weeks or 1.5 weeks, and everything is going well, and the doctors are still coming to clean the leg, and all that. So one night it was really, really bad. I remember that night vividly because my grandmother couldn't walk. She couldn't walk, and we really had to help her walk to her room because I had to clean the leg at night because they had last cleaned it in the morning. So when I was doing that, I was pressing, and I wanted all the pus to come out because I kept saying, it's the pus that's digging in and it's the one that is making you feel the pain. So let's press it out so that, you could get fine. But that was another blunder. But the best thing about God is that however much you've messed up the whole situation, you've ruined it, He will help you out of it. However much you've manipulated it, not listened, He's a God of second chances. That's what I believe. Despite the fact that I messed that up, we ignored what the doctors were telling us, He still came through for us, as you hear at the end of the story. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share, and make this build your faith. And leave your comments down below in the section there. So that night was really bad. She cried, and I was feeling bad again. and she told me the same things, that I wanted to kill her, and it was so intense. It was really bad. So in the morning, even at night, she could not. This is from Feb. Now we are talking about October. We are now in October. The toe fell off, I think, in August. I'm going to leave the pictures there. So we are now talking about October, and all these nights she has been having sleepless nights. She's been having sleepless nights, and when she has sleepless nights, definitely you as well, you cannot sleep, because this is your loved one. You have to stay up with them and be with them and help see a way of numbing their pain, give them painkillers, all these things. So that night was so bad, and even that's when I decided to actually make an appointment. I called a doctor friend of mine from Ruby Hospital and asked him if he knew any a surgeon doctor who could do the surgical debridement on my grandmother, and he recommended a doctor. So we made an appointment for Friday, but the doctor agreed. But then in the morning, it was really, really bad. My grandmother was in a lot of pain. She could not move. So we had to go on a Thursday instead of the Friday that we had scheduled. So me and my auntie see that as God's perfect timing again, because that's when he wanted us to go. The earlier the better, and also maybe because that's when he knew that he would find a doctor that would actually work for us better than the one that we had actually scheduled for. So that we go to hospital the next day, and before she enters, my grandmother is very strong. So when she was shedding tears, we knew that pain was severe. She's so strong. She's the strongest person I know. She's the strongest. She's the jolliest. She's the smartest. She's the one who told me you have to master your emotions as a woman, and I've learned a lot from her, and I really hold her in high regard, and I thank God for keeping her all these years. Because I've lost all my grandparents, and she's the only one left. I lost one of them during this pandemic, and the other one, died in the same car. She died in the car with me and my brother as we were rushing her to hospital. So all these things are traumatizing, and her being the one that's left, there's a special spot for her in my heart. So that day I remember very well, I had to go to work with my friends. So we went to hospital, and then I had to leave. But when I got back, I was told when she was getting into this surgery room, she was crying, so meaning that pain was really much. It was really much, but that was for surgical debridement. So when I came back from work, my colleagues came and picked me from Ruby Hospital. Ruby is it's a very good hospital. I recommend that for any of you guys. And yeah, they're really good for us. They're very good to their customers. So when I come back, she's out of surgery, and I see that she's still sedated. I know that. So it's me and Martha. I call her Dr. M. She's one of the helpers at home. So it's me and Martha who decided to stay at the hospital with her, because I feel like, because I have a great connection with my grandmother, I felt like it was my role to actually stay and take care of her. And I feel like it's my version of love that would actually help her heal faster, because my aunt had work. At least me, my job was flexible, and I work 3 days a week. I don't have to be there every day. So that's again God's timing, because before I was working 7 days a week, and I decided to just quit my other job so that I spend more time with my family. But I did not know that God was actually preparing me for this moment to be available for my grandmother in this time, because if I was working there, I wouldn't be available for this time to help her heal and to help her in hospital, and help be a support system to Martha as well and my aunties. So I thank God because He's a God of perfect timing. He's a God of a schedule. So that there is that testimony as well. So when she wakes up, she's weak and she looks like, it's like her head wasn't working well, so we were scared before getting into surgery. We're so scared that she couldn't get out. So the entire time I was at work, I was just praying that, oh my God, may she get out, because they were going to numb her whole body. So I'm really grateful that she actually got out of the surgical department, and it was, she was alive. That was the main thing. She was alive, and we bless God for that.